Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Spiritual Matters Thursdays. And it's our last one in this format. Anyways, in this format. Okay, so don't get your panties in a bunch. Relax yourself. I am so happy that you're here with us today because um hi Chase. Chase asked me the other day, he says, "Do you just want to keep doing the topics that you were doing, or are you going to do something special because it's the last week?" And da, I was like, "Well, shit, we're gonna do the topic that was planned for that day." And the reason why sometimes I do things like that and I'll honor whatever was planned for that particular time is because it's usually a teaching tool. It's usually revelatory. It's usually like, God's got a great sense of humor. And when I was looking at my topic list, the topic for today was when things fall apart. What? When things fall apart. And then when I got in here, Ingrid was like, "Oh, I'm so sad because the last one that we had with you." Da, da, da. And that's typically the reaction that we have when things fall apart. We think it's a bad thing. We think it's a failure. We think it's a goodbye. We think it's like, you know what I mean? Like that, right? And all of that may be true. I'm not trying to at all minimize that or infantilize that reaction. Okay, that's a very normal reaction. I'm just saying it's not the only thing that's happening. It is not the only thing that's happening. When the leaves fall from the trees and winter's coming, it doesn't mean barrenness forever. It doesn't mean cold forever. It means it's a setup, it's a cleaning for the next spring and summer. It's an invitation, right? Now, I don't know if you have ever done this in your own house, but when I have people coming over, and depending on who the person is, I go crazy, tidying up and cleaning, and maybe I'll get a special bamboo linen set for that particular guest room and have this particular water, cute little carafe with the glass on it, etc., so that they could have water by their bedside in the middle of the night should they want to release water or take in some water, you know what I mean? Flowers and so forth. And in order to beautify the space, you have to first clear it out. And that's all that's happening is an evolution of sorts. Yeah. And so in order for you to be able to welcome in and clear the space for the landing, for the blessing to land, the next blessing to land, you're going to have to clear the space. And as you know, the daily huddle is now kind of becoming like a weekly huddle, right? Um, when we first began the daily huddle, it was a way of keeping our minds sane in the middle of a pandemic, right? It was like, okay, let's just a little glimmer of hope, in the middle of all of this uncertainty, in the middle of all of this chaos, in the middle of all of this rah rah that was happening in the pandemic time. But you don't need the same level of care and attention and maybe hypervigilance in a crisis moment as you do when things are regulated. You have different needs for different times, right? And so now that we have moved past the crisis, the hypervigilance of times of a pandemic, which most of us, I would say almost all of us, it has been the first time that you ever went through a pandemic. Now we have different needs, right? Maybe your nervous system is regulated. And now this is ties back into the topic at hand, which is when things fall apart. Now, when things fall apart, you're not grabbing for the next sure thing because you need some level of sanity and everything is just upside down. Now, when things fall apart, you can see it for the transition that it is. Instead of dysregulating you, it triggers your curiosity. Instead of sending you into a panic, it sends you into creativity. Maybe now when things fall apart, instead of it being just grief, it can be grief and gratitude. Instead of it being just pain, it could be pain and positioning, right? That there isn't just one way to look at it. When you look at a diamond has many faces, right? Diamonds, and this is another thing, I have a bone to pick with Rihanna. I know that we're both island girls, but listen, diamonds don't shine, Rihanna. You don't shine bright like a diamond. Diamonds reflect light. They don't shine a light. They reflect light. And in order for you to get a diamond, you have to put it through so much pressure that what comes out is, instead of this lump of coal, it comes out with the best of that coal. But then it also has a lot of prisms, right? If you look at a diamond, it has many angles, it has many prisms, and the light reflects differently depending on the angle that you're looking at. Do you see how many iterations of crises and pressure and everything else that you have to go through just to get a diamond? And even when you get a diamond, you don't get one version of a diamond either. Even in one diamond, you don't get one version of a diamond. You get different angles. And the same thing happens with us. The same thing happens with our creation. I had a client tell me yesterday, as you guys know, I do a lot of business coaching and leadership coaching and so forth. And a lot of it has much to do with mindset and identity work. And the client said to me yesterday, we are just a conglomerate of all of our experiences. Our experiences form us. And I said, I indubitably disagree, darling. Your experiences do not form you. I'm sorry to tell you if you thought that your experiences were your authors. Your experiences do not form you. Your interpretations of your experiences shape who you think you are in the face of the next experience. Right? So even that is iterative. Even that is evolving. Even that is up in the air. And you could decide something else at the very moment because you are always what? In creation mode. So when things fall apart, it is not an indictment of your quote unquote failure or of your you didn't keep your eye on the ball, etc. Your hypervigilance will not save you from transitions. Maybe when things fall apart, it is an invitation to create anew, to test the edge of your resilience, to test the edge of your ingenuity, to test the edge of your even incredulity, right? What happens sometimes when something really amazing happens to you? When something really amazing, incredible, miraculous happens to you, isn't there a piece of you that says, I can't believe that? Why not? Why can't you believe that it could be this good? Because you have the same reaction when things are on the opposite direction, right? When you get stuck in traffic or when things are not going out the way that you can or whatever, you're like, I can't believe this bull, right? So are you just incredulous all the time? Where is your belief? If you don't believe the terrible things and you don't believe the amazing things, what happened? Where's your belief? Are you just supposed to be in homeostasis? Just think that's so funny. Look at my camera. My camera's like, this is getting blurry. Hold on a second. Sometimes you have to reset it, you know what I mean? So I just want you to observe yourself in the middle of something falling apart, in the middle of something dissolving, whether it's a marriage, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a job, whether it's your fat cells, honey, because my fat cells have been dissolving for a long time, dear. Um, I want you to think, this is what if this is an invitation for the next chapter instead of me trying to hang on to an old one that just clearly has been spent. And it is okay to sit with the grief of letting something go and the gratitude for what's coming. Because there's always something coming, right? I want to give you a space to talk about what the Spiritual Matters Thursdays slot has meant to you, what you walked away with from our time together, and what you're looking to use it for, right? So, if anybody wants to leave this, commemorate that in this recording, I would love to hear it. I would love to hear what has Spiritual Matters been for you, and how have we served you? How have I served you? What has been available to you because you've been in here? And yeah, let's do that. Acknowledge yourself and each other. Author Robin C. Stern, let's do it, buddy.
How is it going, darling? How are you doing? I just love seeing you here today.
Same here.
Yeah. So what does it mean to me? Let's see. What does you doing it mean to me? You doing this Thursday morning show meant that I got to be able to be relieved of my duty of running the Thursday
Yes,
morning
right.
show.
Yeah.
So I was very grateful to have you come alongside and at a period where I needed to step aside and work on other things and focus on family things that were going on that, believe it or not, are still going on 3 years later.
Mhm.
I am very grateful for the knowledge that I've gleaned, the perspective. I typed in the chat that I expect things to happen good, and I said it that way on purpose. It was funny,
Mhm.
it's a joke, but um, I I don't go into situations expecting to have an argument with people because I want to go into the situation understanding and learning, right?
Mhm.
So when you came alongside, you had a fully different perspective than me, but I never once said, "Oh, that's not true," or "Oh, I don't believe that," or "Oh, I'm not gonna." I just wasn't. It wasn't in the cards because I learned so much from you. So I applaud you for stepping in. I applaud you with gratitude for taking over this process and making it amazing and making it fully yours and owning it. And I just applaud you for now graciously not going kicking and screaming and understanding what Sorel and Gio are trying to do. So that's awesome of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you,
Thank you,
and a
Robin.
million thank yous, dear.
That's awesome. Thank you, Robin. I love that.
You're welcome.
Great. Rashida, come on up. Where's Rashida?
Grand Rising, Grand Rising. I am so thrilled because my internet was not wanting to work. I said, "Oh no, you ain't gonna do this to me, not this morning, not this morning, any
Not
morning,
today,
but this
Satan.
morning." And I'm so grateful that I am here. And the old sessions that I have encountered with you, it was for a reason, for a purpose, and for tremendous growth of spirituality, of my consciousness, of my awareness. And I wanted to extend my gratitude, my sincere gratitude to you and to your ancestors and to the spirit that connect us.
Mm.
Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much, my dear sister. Como diríamos nosotros, muchas gratitudes de los agüeros y de las titis de uno. Gracias. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I'm looking forward to work with you in the near future. Thank you.
Awesome. I am too. Thank you, Rashida. You're amazing. Thank you, thank you. Let me see. Who's got their hand up? Tara, come on up, Tara.
Oh,
What have you
yes.
gotten
Good
out of
morning.
our Thursdays and our connection together?
I just want you to know that never have I come across someone who has the ability to just show up and spit so much knowledge. It seems like it's like not really prepared, but it's so full of brilliance. And when people chime in and talk to you, more wisdom and more knowledge just pours out of you. And I must say, it has blown my mind. So that I just want to say I honor you. I admire you. And one more thing, listening to you is helping me to grow my strength in something. And it is to stand tall and proud, especially in the South, in the fact that I am very spiritual, and yet I do not subscribe to a single religion. And I am still continuing to learn to own that with strength. And I have gratitude for you for helping me with that, whether you realize it or not.
Oh, thank you, Tara. That's awesome. Yeah, thank you for that. Beautiful. Thank you. And just so you guys know, I don't fun fact, Tara has come out with her memoir. Hold on, let me show you because it's the book of the month for my book club. Um, Life Minutes. I was telling her the other day that I was like, oh, by the way, in our book club, we switch turns when somebody recommends a book. So when it was my turn, I was like, this is my recommendation. So now we're all reading. Thank you, Tara.
So great.
Awesome. Okay, Rose, you're coming up. Where's Rose?
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
Well, I couldn't agree with Tara more. Monikah, it's amazing just to be with for who you are, for the depths of knowledge, for just everything that you have to support, encourage, and challenge us from a spiritual point of view. It's like at the ready, at the tip of your tongue, and so articulate. So it's amazing, amazing to be with you. As far as my personal spiritual journey, I have said to myself for years, who am I really and what am I really capable of?
Mm-hmm.
And being on Spiritual Matters with you on Thursday, it's really given me an opportunity to look, right? To consider, to ponder, to wonder, to practice my being in so many different ways. And it was the touchstone, right, for me to participate with you in another venue, of course, the Miracles, so that I can take an even deeper dive. Yeah. So I'm extremely grateful, for the fact that you did, this program on Thursday mornings. I will miss it, but I will look for every opportunity to be with you, to be in your presence, and to be wherever you're teaching or participating, because it is it's one of those, it's a gift.
Thank you.
It's a gift, and I receive it. I appreciate it, and I hope to be able to give back in some small way.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that. Rose doesn't know it yet, but she's coming to Egypt with us. And our next trip. we haven't talked about it yet, but you coming. I know you coming.
Okay.
So thank you for saying that, because I just put a tag, what you call it? A link in the chat. It's www.monikahogando.com/daily-huddle. Daily-huddle. So when you go there, you can actually, Rose talked about, building community, spiritual community, and having access to spiritual teachings and so forth. And as many of you know, I have a PhD in comparative religions. My own personal walk with the divine and as the divine has taken many iterations. And so, and then she alluded to the Monday calls that we do on A Course in Miracles. I've been teaching A Course in Miracles for many years. So if you go to monikahogando.com/daily-huddle, you'll be connected with all the stuff that's been going on outside of Thursday mornings. So you'll be hip to that as well. And it's free. Just go in there and let me know that you raise your hand and tell me that you wanna know about all that stuff. Okay, who's next? Chase is here. Come on down.
Grand Rising. Well,
I love the voice.
it's so much I want to say, so I'm going to make it really small because it's
Okay.
just so
Or
good.
brief, succinct, not small, just
Exactly. See, that's what I mean. What you just did. That's why I come in here. No, I just wanted to thank you for your bold intelligence and your insights and the way you've made me think about things in quite a different fashion. And I love the fact that you are not even a little bit accepting of somebody showing up mediocre or without tools to rise to another level. That's a talent that not too many people have. And I'm sure others will agree with me that when you come onto this particular day, if you don't have your pen out, your mind is definitely full of something before you leave, which is very, very powerful. So obviously, I intend to stay connected to you. And thank you for the inspiration and the just raw truth that you speak about everything. It's really, really refreshing. And I always support you. I'm always here for you. And I've enjoyed your presentations thoroughly. My moleskin has proof of it.
All right, the Moleskine notebook has been brought out.
That's
Y'all know
right.
that's serious.
That's
'Cause
serious.
you don't just do chicken scratches on a moleskin. Let me just
No, if
tell
you
you.
get into my moleskin, and I have many of them, there's a reason why you came into my moleskin for sure.
Mhm.
So thank
I
you.
love
I
Thank you.
appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Chase. Love you.
Love you back.
Elisheva.
Dr. Monikah Ogando, oh my goodness. Okay. I love you.
I love
You
you
are
too.
just such a dream. The first thing that came to my mind, so first off, years ago, many years ago, when I was going through this process of like integrating my spirituality with my sensuality and with just like living, I remember seeing this woman on stage and she was like in a bikini and she was like talking about God and source. And I was like, oh, wait, like I remember just having this like, oh, like she was, it was just like startling to me, but also refreshing because it was like this embodiment of God is in me, regardless of how I show up, right? And so now, all these years later, it's like one of the things I've so appreciated is the way that you so embody and unapologetically teach and live the spiritual path. You know, when I first heard you talking about like, you know, hey guys, twerking is a kundalini practice. And I was like, literally, it was like someone put my secret thoughts on loudspeaker. And I was like, oh, she gets it. Oh my goodness, you know? So I've always found your teaching and your share, it's like a invitation for me, for us all to just show up how we are
Mhm.
and realize that like none of this, like there's this out here how it looks, but I always experience it. There's an invitation and I get to go in and say this, how does God, how does source show up for me and through me? And so you're such a beautiful embodiment of that. And lastly, I'll say I'm pulling up and I'm meeting up with someone and I'm like, wait, I'm so sorry, but I have to say something. And literally like I just wanted to share that really quick. So thank you for your light, for your teaching, and for your boldness. You're bold and you're graceful. And that's a beautiful combination. So
Oh, thank you, my love. Thank you. You know, we go
uh,
together now, so you know.
of course.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Alrighty.
All right. Anybody else? Have last call for alcohol. Did you know that the word alcohol comes from the Sanskrit, which means spirit? Well, Sanskrit by way of Arabic, but that's another sermon for another Sunday. You know, that's why alcohol is called spirits, because the substance of alcohol was in ancient times used to alter your state of consciousness so that you could summon and you could channel and you could speak the wisdom of spirits. It wasn't so that you can go crazy. Okay, that's something else. That's what colonizers do. Okay, no, that's not what we used it for before. But okay, that's another sermon for another Sunday. Okay, Maria,
Okay,
where is she?
greetings. So, can you tell me what is the question?
The question is, what have you gotten from the Thursday Spiritual Matters journey that we've been on for the past few years, given that today is our last one? What are you walking away with? What are you acknowledging yourself or the community for, or me for?
Okay, so I acknowledge all of us for the courage and for the willingness to be on here. And Dr. Monikah, I acknowledge you for sharing with us your wisdoms, the teachings, the spiritual practices, coming up with an inquiry that has us all really looking deep within. So I want to say thank you, and the universe thanks you for enhancing our spiritual journey for me and for all of us.
Awesome. Thank you, Maria. And can I
You're
say
welcome.
that I just acknowledge you also for like raising your hand without even knowing what the question was? That's what I'm talking about. Can we just move through life like that? Like, I'm just gonna show up. I don't care what the party is. I am the party. Just let me know what step. Are we in 2-step? Are we in 4-step? What are we doing? I love it. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. Okay, Stan, I see you
Yeah,
doing this
just
hopscotch
want to.
thing. What's happening?
Nah, I just want to thank you, Doc. Tuning into Spiritual Matters with you hosting it has really just opened my mind to really want to search and learn more about the deeper levels of spirit and where it's really all coming from and back through the Egyptology and all of that, and I know that's your area of expertise. So you just opened my mind to wanting to know and learn more about me, about my purpose and all that. So thank you so much for stirring that up. And I'm glad we can still connect on Mondays for
Yes,
the Course in Miracles. And thank you.
yes,
Yeah, I'm glad
absolutely.
it's not over.
It's not over.
Does
As a matter
everybody
of
know
fact,
it's not over? Does everybody
it's
know
not
it's not
over.
over?
The
Yeah.
party's not over.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about
Yeah,
regarding
that's
Monday.
what I mean. Please let them know it's not over, Doc.
The
Yes,
fat
no,
lady has not sung yet. It's not
No,
over.
no, it's not over.
he's talking about staying connected with me and with the Spiritual Matters community by going to monikahogando.com/daily-huddle. I put the link in the chat. You know what? Maybe you
I
don't
don't
see it
see it
because
in the
you
chat.
logged on. Let me put it in again. Hold on. There you
Thank
go.
you.
Because on Mondays we have A Course in Miracles, and I have classes that are coming up. For example, one of the things that has been asked of me several times is, can you just break it down, the metaphysics, the symbology, the astrology in this movie, in that movie, etc. And I was like, why don't we just do a movie series? Because it's not just one movie, it's several of them. And if you have eyes to see, you will see very clearly what's been being displayed, revealed, taught, etc., etc. And so that's something that's coming down the pike. Of course, our Sacred Mystery School tours into Egypt and in other holy cities in the planet, because we go where the ley lines are. Just like your body has chakras, so does the planet. And so we go to different chakra centers on the planet Earth to access that level of wisdom.
Thank you.
And a whole lot more. So just go to monikahogando.com/daily-huddle, and you'll be apprised of all of that stuff.
Okay,
Laura,
thanks.
you have something?
Yes, ma'am, I have something. Grand Rising, everyone. Grand Rising. Thank you so much, Dr. Monikah. Wow, coming here on Thursdays has definitely expanded my horizons, my mindset when it comes to spiritual matters. And now I'm so fortunate to be studying A Course in Miracles with you on Mondays. So I'm so grateful because I'm learning so much more about myself. And I'm
Yes,
happy that you spoke about spirits, because we use spirit in our rituals when we are honoring our ancestors
that's
in
right.
Jamaica. Yes,
That's
ma'am. Thank you.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
see, y'all thought that dropping a little bit of the Henny for your dead buddies was somehow
Yeah.
ghetto or low class or whatever. You're summoning ancestral wisdom when you do that. But again, you got to get in the classes to be able to talk about this at depth. We can't just we don't have enough time to talk about it in 30 minutes. You know that. So
Yeah.
yes, thank
Thank
you for
you.
bringing that
Thank
up.
you.
Awesome. And thank you again, everybody, for being here. It has been an honor to be with you, to hold you. There have been moments, I have like a little playback reel of the Thursday spiritual matters moments that we've spent together. There have been times when you have been in tears about something that I have said, or you sharing part of your story and part of your vulnerability has moved me to tears, or has inspired me to share something from my story, and that has brought me to tears. Or we've laughed at our own absurdity and the foibles of our humanity. Or we've been challenged. There have been times when I've said something and I could tell that your mind is like, wait, what the hell did you just say to me? Like, we're going to have to go outside 3 o'clock after school and throw balls. I have seen all of that. Thank you so much for being here in video so that I can see your facial expressions. I can see you calculating. Thank you for your comments in the chat. Thank you for following me on social media. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your willingness to be seen. I think the honor of a lifetime that one human being can give to another is to let them witness you and to witness them. That's one of the reasons why our slogan, my slogan, is be and see only God. You guys that are in the Course in Miracles classes, you guys know that. I've been saying that for many, many years. Be and see only God. When you can walk in your divinity, you have grace with your humanity, and you have grace for other people's humanity, and you have respect for their divinity as well. That's the whole meaning of Namaste. Namaste says the divinity inside of me recognizes and honors the divinity inside of you. And so our walk together has been weekly, if not daily, practice of Namaste. And then, of course, Namaste, honey, because we're going to do it with grace. We're going to do it with sass, right? We're going to do it with Latina sauce. And we're going to do it with accurate history, not colonizer propaganda. Okay? Yes, critical thinking is critical. So thank you so much for being here, for being part of our journey together, and letting me and letting the whole Daily Huddle family be part of your journey for the past few years. Thank you so much. I look forward to having you inside of the Daily Huddle community, monikahogando.com/daily huddle. So make sure that you get in there. Put that in the show notes as well, Liz, when you get a chance. And of course, as always, love generously, laugh a lot, like the fall, like let yourself giggle, stress less, eat more plant-based food, exercise. Remember, you remember, twerking is a Kundalini raising exercise. It is spiritual. Give of yourself, your time, your energy, your attention. Get yourself at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep. And of course, audit your assumptions. Check yourself.
Peace and blessings. Peace.